Welcome to Crushing Kayfabe. My name is Jason Garish. Happy Veterans Day, everybody. Thank you all that served. Thank you for sacrificing for the country, and thank you for your duty and salute. Let's see. Raiders didn't lose this week. Of course, it was bye week, but didn't lose. That's a good thing, right? Let's see. Not a whole lot going on the wrestling front, unfortunately. Let's see. We got SmackDown that was in Buffalo, New York. Jimmy and Roman start off the show, and Jay enters about as Roman is about to speak, I should say. Then we had Sammy come in. Sammy just wants Roman to apologize to Jay. So apparently he wants Roman to apologize to Jay. Roman sort of does. He says that Sammy is wasting his time. He tells Solo to come out, so at this point we still haven't resolved that kind of thing. Sammy walks away. Jacob Fatu addresses Roman on the big screen. We have obviously building up to... A lot of this stuff is going to be filler and storyline, just kind of building up to Survivor Series, which is looking to be a pretty good Survivor Series. I love the War Games format, so I'm happy that they're doing that. Let's see, we had Bayley versus Candice LeRae next. Bayley wins. Yeah, I'm not sure where they're going with Candice. Had that big build up and the whole thing with Nia Jax, and now they've just kind of discarded that with Bayley getting a win over her, unless they're setting up, I should say, for a feud down the road with them. I don't know. Maybe that culminates at Survivor Series. I don't know. He had RKO come out to the ring, calling Kevin Owens out. They brawl in the ring. KO gives a nasty pile driver to RKO. I hate pile drivers, unless it's a, unless it's a tombstone pile driver from the likes of like Undertaker, because he cradles the person so well in that move. That's one of the few pile driver moves that I can stomach. Too many injuries, too many broken necks, too many ruined careers over pile drivers. I don't like the move. I'm not a big fan of I love seeing Canadian destroyers. They've been overused now because that's a move that looks like it should kill somebody, and it seems like it's a setup move now. It's just ridiculous, but that's with everything. I hate how DDT is not a finishing move anymore. That drives me nuts. They're just a setup move now. It's crazy. So you drop somebody on their head, they're not getting up, more than likely. So that's why I hate the current state of how they utilize certain moves that used to be finisher moves. When Jake Roberts put the DDT on somebody back in the day, you knew he was not getting up. So I hate that. It's just stupid, and it destroys kayfabe. Not that kayfabe exists anymore anyway, but it just, you're supposed to believe that these people are getting hurt in the ring without actually getting hurt. Sorry, diatribe there, but great selling job from RKO. Great selling job. We had Randy taken out in a stretcher. Next, we had Pretty Deadly versus DIY. Ciampa basically wins this match by himself, pretty much. Makes me wonder if they're teasing a breakup within DIY. I honestly don't think either one of these guys can survive individually, so I don't know if I like that. Neither one of them have done as well as they've done in NXT. They were great in NXT, both individually. Ciampa was basically a killer, and Giant Wrestling there had some great promo ability and had some great things going on, and he could wrestle his butt off in the ring. I just think both of them are too undersized to actually be utilized in a solo career, and I don't think the fans would get behind either one of them because they've failed to do so unless they've got something really good planned, which I doubt. Now's not the time to be breaking those two up. We had Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair versus Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. The champs retain, they win. Excuse me. Let's see, we had Motor City Machine Guns versus Walter Theory with the guns wing. Nick Aldis introduces the Women's USA belt. I like this. But they better start bringing up some of those NXT girls up to the main roster because otherwise this roster looks kind of thin and weak. So I think they're going to have to start doing that to strengthen this division, strengthen the tag team division, because right now that roster's looking a little thin. I'm sorry. As far as women's talent. Men's talent, they've got boatloads, but the women's talent, I mean, the fact that LA Knight, with his popularity, has a second-tier belt kind of speaks volumes about how much talent they have on the men's side, but the women's is severely lacking right now. Next, we had the Nick Aldis does the Women's USA belt. I already said that. Nice looking belt, but they got to build this stuff up. And this leads me to wonder about the rumors that both SmackDown and Raw are both going to a 3-hour format. I hope they're just that, rumors, but it kind of looks that way if they're trying to build up these secondary titles and keep things going that way. So I just hope they don't fall into the vein of AEW where they have so many title belts that every title belt has basically lost all of its meaning. So hope it doesn't go that way. I mean, it's already kind of gone that way because with the 2 different belts per brand. So I don't know. Kind of needs to go back to the days with the model that the NWA set up in some ways. I think with each territory would kind of have their own belt, and then you'd have the one champion that would make appearances in all of the different territories, kind of thing. That was kind of interesting, and then that was a real special attraction for that. But we'll never see those days again, obviously. Tribal Chief, even though I think Billy Corgan is trying to do something reminiscent of that with his current NWA product, but it's gonna fall short, unfortunately. But I've lost almost total interest in the NWA product. The only thing right now I like from them is that whole reality series that Corgan did with his wife, I kind of enjoy. But other than that, NWA is just not capturing my attention. Tell you the truth, the only other federation that's actually doing anything for me at this time is TNA, which is real weird. And I think part of it is because of the 1-hour format. It's not too long. It tells stories quickly and does what it has to do and jam-packs everything into one show. And I think because of that format, they've cut a lot of fat off the bone kind of thing. And I think they've become really efficient at storytelling because of that. So, and they've got some good talent. I mean, they're not loaded to the gills like AEW is, but AEW is doing absolutely nothing with their stories. So I do kind of like that that they're kind of reforming the Hurt Business in AEW, but I wish it was in WWE because I did enjoy that faction. And I was hoping they'd do something someday with that. And but I think with just Benjamin and Lashley have just aged themselves out. Unfortunately, it sucks because I really enjoyed that faction. But and MVP has been terrific as a manager. So yeah, I guess they'll get their nice paychecks and finish their careers out in AEW probably. I don't see them returning to WWE just because of they kind of have a limited shelf life now, unfortunately. Just sad, because I really did like that faction. But Tribal Chief and Acknowledgement Ceremony is next. Let's see. We have the ceremony commence. Roman comes out alone, by himself. Solo tells Roman to acknowledge him, of course. Roman challenges Solo to a 1-on-1. Winner is the Tribal Chief. And basically, Solo, I should say, says, why? Because I already am the Tribal Chief. What difference would it make? But Solo challenges Roman to War Games. We kind of saw this coming a mile away. Sorry, we needed old school Bloodline versus new school Bloodline, which we knew was going to come to a culmination at War Games, at Survivor Series. And then Solo says that Sami Zayn is their fifth guy. And responding to this, Sami comes out. Sami ends up hitting Solo with a haluva kick. The original Bloodline with Sami in the ring are basically triumphant at the end of it all, and they all raise their hands, raise their finger to the skies. So it kind of looks like Sami is going to beat OTC, unless there's some more twists and turns in this. But how many guys? Let's see. We got the Usos, and we got Roman. That's 3, and then we got fourth guy in Sami. So what do we got? Solo, Jacob, and then we got the 2, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. So that's 4 there. Isn't War Games typically a 5-man format, or am I imagining that? Well, we'll see what happens. See if they pull any more Samoans out of their hat there. Let's see. We got Raw, which was in Riyadh, I should say. Dom, Liv, and Raquel to the ring, which I misspelled in my notes. Liv Morgan, Revenge Tour is over, she says. World Tour is starting now. While they're... this begged the question, and I know obviously I gotta do this for the American crowd, but what is the percentage of English-speaking people in Saudi Arabia? Because it kind of just hit me at that point. It's weird that they're cutting these lengthy promos and doing shows in front of people whose primary language is not English. I mean, it kind of reminds me of these guys in Japan, lengthy English promos, and no one have any idea what they're saying. So I don't know I don't know if that's really effective for the home crowd, but and Dom said something. I've taken 5 years of Spanish, and I completely missed what he said. So it sounded like gibberish to me. I don't know what the heck he said. I'm sure somebody could enlighten me in the comments or whatnot. Jane and Bianca interrupt the promo because it looks like Raquel and Liv are going after the belts. Now, we had Jay's outfit looked like an homage to Deadpool. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, but it looked cool. But you have to do something with these bodysuits. Jeez, I guess you can get really creative, but it's irritating seeing them on television. Though I can't imagine those are comfortable to wrestle in. You probably lose a ton of water via these things, and that's not cool. But they set the match between Raquel, Liv, and Bianca and Jade. I have a Battle Royale contendership. Is that a word, contendership? If it is, if it isn't, I just made it up right now. For Liv's belt with a Battle Royale, which is going on now. Okay, had a little recording glitch there, but yeah. So they have the Battle Royale, which happens. Io Sky wins that. We had a vignette with Wyatt 6, which begged the question of the legality of kidnapping. Apparently they've kidnapped Miz, and no one has come to his aid via the police. I mean, it's a neat storyline, but guess what? Yeah, once again, kayfabe's dead. Let's see. The I should say, Uncle Howdy reveals that they never cared about the Final Testament. They wanted Miz. It's kind of tied into a funny little segment with Karrion Kross and Scarlett, which basically says, "Well, is dead. Miz is dead." I thought that was kind of funny, but yeah, they go through that vignette. We have the War Raiders versus New Day, and with the War Raiders winning, which kind of alludes to even more tension between the New Day, between Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. We have Sammy coming to the ring, gets interrupted by Jey Uso, then Jimmy, Sammy Uso chants on, alluding to what ends up happening and SmackDown. We had Seth backstage cutting a promo, apparently wearing what appears to be garbage bags on him. Is one of his worst outfits yet. I was hoping they were going down to a more stripped down Seth and going back to the silly, goofy Seth, which I could do without. I'm sorry. Dragon Lee versus Chad Gable, which you knew was going to be an outstanding match with both these guys, with Dragon Lee winning. They're kind of jobbing out American Made. It looks like, Wyatt's have they won a match yet? It's kind of are they going to be new jobbers? What? And why are these guys being punished? I just want to know that. I mean, Chad Gable's going to be over regardless. He's just so ridiculously talented. But see, we had Gunther's segment. This is Gunther turning face, man. He's been cutting some babyface promos about, Cody deserving the title, deserving the belt, all this stuff. And I've been burned before by this. So this isn't the first time Gunther's done this to us. And never really paid off in a babyface turn. Can you make Gunther a babyface? I guess is my question, I think he can. Any respected wrestler like that, I think eventually you can. But especially when he can go in the ring the way that he does and turn the matches that he does. And he seems like such an aficionado of old school wrestling and respects that so much. So, yeah, I think he can. Let's see. We had Damian Priest versus Dom versus Sheamus versus Seth Rollins. Bronson Reed interferes with Seth. Priest ends up winning. I mean, who really cares? So I guess Priest is going after Gunther's belt, if I'm not mistaken. That should be an interesting match. I think they'll put in a good show. That's about all I can think of as far as wow, something in my mouth, sorry. Gotta get hair or something. But yeah, that's pretty much it on the WWE front of things. I mean, what the heck else is going on as far as AEW? I'm not even sure. I haven't been following the product, so I couldn't even tell you. Which is sad. I know I'm supposed to be, but the product has become so unwatchable for me. So that's about it. We had, yeah. Yep, not a real whole lot going on. NXT has actually beat them in the ratings. So they're losing to, WWE's developmental system, which is kind of sad. But aside from that, given the roster on the Federation, they shouldn't be that far down. It's bad. Like I said, I enjoy TNA more now. But aside from that, that's about all the time we have. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, happy Veterans Day. Thank you for those veterans that gave their service, and I appreciate you to no end. Thank you so much. Other than that, check us out on crushingkayfabe.com. Check us out at Then Now Flea Market. We've got a booth there, got some merchandise there, so just tell them that Crushing Kayfabe sent you. As always, prayers going out to the Ukraine and going out to Israel. What else is there to say? Basically, check us out on Patreon. For $1 a month, you can subscribe to the service, get everything ad-free video, ad-free audio, and help the show out. Help keep these lights on. These lights are not cheap, and neither is electricity on anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you for watching or listening or both, and God bless.